Let's go, New York! John Cash. Yo, listen to John Cash.
All right. Just put this, okay, out of the camera. Right.
All right.
I still got some, but I'll be like, look, I'm trying to eat clean, so I'm hungry. Shit.
Takes a lot to make these episodes.
Yeah. Want me to act like I need a Snickers? Shit. All right. 5, 4, 3. I cannot believe. So fucking.
It's all right. Just a little Chewbacca arm. It's fine.
Looks like I got psoriasis though. like eczema. Like the fuck? Like, all right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm keeping it all in too. Keeping it all in.
All right. Welcome to an all new edition of the John Cash Show podcast. Before we get started, the views and opinions expressed by myself do not reflect those of the John Cash Show podcast sponsors and or affiliates. Listener and viewer discretion is highly, highly advised. And you can hear the John Cash Show podcast on demand on your favorite streaming platform, including but not limited to. That was a piece of an almond. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Stitcher, Deezer, Odyssey, Pandora, and many, many more platforms except for Tidal. Now, welcoming back to the show, the man who claims to be on a 10-day contract.
Sign my extension this afternoon. Thank you, sir.
The man with the iron jaw, not the iron claw. The pussy-eating demon with vanilla flavor, semen, the prince of pussyology, the king of cunnilingus, the engineer extraordinaire of the John Cash Show podcast, Josh. Are you finished over there?
We're back. Got a multi-year contract. I'm so happy. Finally, we are in good spirits. How we doing this week?
I'm good. As y'all know, breaking the fourth wall as we always do.
Mm-hmm.
We do taping 3-4 hours. We do a few episodes. I'm fucking starving. So
we're both eating all
and
night.
I'm trying to eat clean. So I'm drinking water and I'm eating nuts. And not the nuts that Kim Kardashian usually eat. These nuts.
Mm.
Yeah.
Soon to go up. Soon to go up in price.
Well, I found them for a deal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say where. I don't want people buying it up. I still need to find it. But eating healthy. Okay. Damn, this takes me back to DSN. I mean, DTF. I'd be eating whole fucking meals on air. Eating French toast and eggs and bacon. Hey, that's when the shit would come.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like,
hold on a minute.
I'll be like, yeah, so Meek Mill and Drake dissed each other. Ooh, that was good. That's syrup. I guess I need some more syrup. You got the butter? There's one. You got butter? Here's the Henny. Here. Pass the Henny in the studio at 9 o'clock on the Saturday morning.
Henny at 9 o'clock is wild.
I couldn't go out the night before because I had a 9 a.m. show. So I brought the club to me. So as I'm chewing it all. Oh God, this is so ratchet. Anyway, you can find me on IG at The John Cash Show, TikTok at The John Cash Show Podcast, Facebook John Cash, X_John Cash, and YouTube. Now, that was good. Make sure to leave reviews on the Apple Podcast page. And subscribe to the John Cash Show podcast channel on YouTube. Ooh, this is for the record books. For everybody listening, feel free. Josh is like, this ghetto motherfucker. He's eating in the studio. You're not supposed to eat in the studio. I know, but he know I'm hungry before I pass out. Feel free to chat about any of the topic, ask for advice, or send any email pertaining to the show at thejohncashshow@gmail.com. Now let's get into the show. Have you ever been in a relationship or dating situation and wondered, what the fuck am I doing? Well, not you. You're married.
Yeah.
Like, I looked over at you and I was like,
yeah, it's been a long time, a really long time since I've been in one of those
You did
situations.
share a story a little while ago.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I've been in one of those situations. And usually they don't last very long. Usually it's a few days to a week, a couple weeks for me to be like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, your Aries ass self. Anyway,
Yep.
well, I'm here to share with you the 12 relationship red flags for you to watch out so that you can get ready for hot girl or hot boy summer. Okay?
Can't believe there's this many, but I'm curious to see what they are.
It's not you, it's me. One of the hardest realizations is coming to terms with the fact that you're not with the right romantic partner. If you have that nagging gut feeling that the person that you're currently dating is not who you were meant to be with, it might be time to have a serious check-in with your partner. Thankfully, human behavior expert and former psychological nurse, Justin James. Now, how I could say that really fast.
Yeah, what was it?
And the other one is what the fuck? Anyway, shared with the Daily Mail some of the telltale signs that your relationship may be on the fritz. I'm telling you, it's the almonds.
Yeah.
I was hungry.
They dried you out, too.
I was like, all right. Here are the 12 signs that you might need to send that dreaded "can we talk" text to your significant other. Number 1, you're feeling emotionally detached from your partner. Feeling emotionally attached to a romantic partner is a key factor in a healthy relationship. However, if you are suddenly feeling a psychological disconnect in your relationship, that's not something to ignore. From a psychological perspective, see, I am flexing right now. I am reading. No fingers under the word. What? Oh, shit. Okay. Understanding whether emotional detachment is situational or a deeper pattern is crucial for addressing relationship challenges, James said in the article. So that's number 1. Number 2, you have resentment towards your significant other. If you have even a tinge of resentment in your relationship, unfortunately, it takes a lot for that to go away if it ever does. Resentment doesn't just go away on its own. The root cause needs to be addressed and openly communicated to see if it is something you can forgive. Don't suppress your feelings, James advised.
Can we pause on that one real quick?
Sure.
I actually think that one's really important. Because one of the things that I've noticed, and I've especially noticed this with all the relationship podcasts that I record, but you know people that are in relationships where it's pretty clear, and I usually think it's usually the guy more so than the girl. The guy doesn't even like the girl that he's with.
All the time.
Like, it happens all the time. And like, I have people ask me this, and granted, I'm no relationship expert, and just because I'm married doesn't mean a damn thing. Just FYI. But I definitely hear people, let's say like, oh, like, do they look at their wife or the person they're dating as like their friend? Like, would you hang out with them otherwise if you weren't like having sex with them? And I kind of feel like if the answer is no, then you're probably going to end up having some sort of resentment towards them. Because I find that there's many people that are dating people that it's very clear to me that like you don't really like that person. Like you don't want to like outside of like, you know, the quote unquote, like, you know, just having sex and all the other like stereotypical men women relationship roles or whatever. I'm like, you have to spend a lot of time around that person. And if you don't like them at all, really, then why are you with them? And you end up,
I mean, yeah. Go ahead.
you got to retort.
Yeah, I mean, on the flip side, you don't really spend that much time with them.
If you want to, if you want to be in a relationship, you're gonna spend a lot of time with that person. Like if you're thinking long term with that person.
Okay, I mean, granted, but by the day, you're not really spending that much time. Okay, so you go to work, right? You're actually on an on-site job. That's 8 hours, 8.5 hours. Then let's say an hour commute each way. That's 2 hours. That's 10.5 hours. You're supposed to sleep for 18 hours, right?
Yeah.
You're going to be, let's say, ironically, or let's just say their schedule is slightly different than yours, and like it's an hour less. So it's like 5 hours out the day where y'all are actually going to be with each other.
I think that proves my point.
Maybe less.
I think that proves my point even more so because you're 100% right about like, yes, you're 100% right about limited time, but then it means it's even more important with who you choose to spend your time with because it's so limited because you both have so much limited time. Do you want to be around somebody you don't really want to really be around? Like, you know, because you're
around. Okay, aren't you around people you don't really want to be around at work?
Yeah, but but you have but you have no choice. In this,
you do have a choice.
Well, I mean, yes, you do have a choice. You could choose to get another job or whatever, but you still need to. But the choice part of it is you still have to find another job. You could wind up at 5 jobs and not like the people that you're around. That's a very real thing. Come on now.
Problem.
Come on now.
At that point.
Come on now. But who you choose to cohabitate with, that's a real choice.
Now, why you got to move in with the person?
I'm just saying. I'm just taking it to that level.
Anyway, okay.
Unless you never want to live with the person.
You know what? I might be that type to get married and we have separate houses,
separate residences. You got a little corridor that connects the 2 houses or some shit like that.
Maybe it might be a house down the block. Yeah. I don't know. Like it depends.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
But anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt, but just that resentment thing, like I see it all the time.
It's a welcome interruption.
Yeah.
I wasn't. If it wasn't, I'd give you a look like you just fucking interrupted me.
Yeah,
but I'd never give you that look because you help steer the ship. Number 3, you feel that you can't share your wins with your significant other. Supporting your partner throughout the highs and lows of life is an important part of a healthy relationship. Without this, one can only wonder why are you worried and apprehensive about sharing your successes. Maybe your partner feels intimidated, worried that you will become more independent and have more outside influence. These are concerning thoughts the expert shared. Number 4, your arguments go in circles and never get resolved. Now, having disagreements in a relationship is normal, but if your relationship rarely resolves conflict and instead sweeps things under the rug, this is a relationship red flag. If you keep falling back into the same trap and feel like you are on a hamster wheel after trying to resolve your differences, ask yourself whether the relationship is serving you both, and if not, perhaps it is time to go your separate ways amicably. James explained. I slowed down so I could sound it out. I know how to say it, but it could come out. Yeah. Number 5, you often think about what life would be like without your significant other. It is, of course, important to have a life outside of your relationship, yet it is a bad sign if you are often fantasizing about a better life without your partner in it. That sounds like, what is that movie with Chris Rock? I Think I Love My Wife.
I think Is that the title?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
okay.
one with Kerry Washington.
Yeah, like I know what's good. I know the movie, and I think I've seen it. I want to say that I saw it, but I was trying to. For some reason, I thought it was like the opposite of that name. But I think you're right. I think I Love My Life.
You know, before he got divorced, he kept like making movies like that though.
Yeah, I forgot Kerry Washington was in that movie.
Yeah, this was before
Yeah,
Scandal.
yeah, that was before she was like. I mean, she was known, but she wasn't.
Yeah,
She wasn't quite that.
I
yet.
think it was like right after Save the Last Dance.
Hmm.
Or maybe Mr. and Mrs. Smith. She was in that.
All right. Ooh, yeah, that's true too. Forgot about that.
It was around that time period. But continuing, your mind is trying to tell you something, either unconsciously or consciously. Perhaps you desire to not be in the relationship or a relationship with them, said the expert. Number 6, you are holding out hope for your partner to change.
Yeah, that one.
Seeing the good in people is a great quality to have.
Ooh, Lord, that one. Not for me, but just for other. For so many people that I know.
But holding on to hope that a person can change, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife or a housewife into a hoe. Or has the potential to change will ultimately lead to disappointment in a relationship. Accepting people for who they are is key. If you can't accept someone for who they are, move on. This is particularly true if boundaries get crossed and they promise they will change and you believe that they will, but unhealthy patterns keep persisting. This is a big warning sign that you need to move on, James added. And Jennifer Lopez, you need to hear this, girl. Okay? Number 7, you feel more like yourself when your significant other isn't around. Ultimately, you want to date someone who brings out the best in you and who you can be your totally yourself with. If this isn't the case in your relationship, that's another bad sign. If those close to you are telling you that you don't seem like your old self, ask yourself why this is. If the reasoning is that your partner's presence is causing these feelings, it is important to reflect on whether the relationship is truly supporting your growth and happiness, he advised. Number 8, you get the ick over almost everything they do. Everyone has their little quirks and idiosyncrasies that can either be overlooked or they are a deal breaker. If you're feeling like every little habit of your partner annoys you, it might be time to move on. If the habit is something minor but gives you the ick, then it might be time to wonder whether you have moved on emotionally and need to break up, said the expert. Number 9, you feel more anxious than happy in the relationship. Not every day in a relationship will be rainbows and butterflies. However, if you oftentimes feel more anxious, worried, or doubtful than happy and secure in your relationship, it might be time to say goodbye, like Chris Brown. Shout out to those ticket prices for Breezy Bowl so far. They're like reasonable.
Let me tell you something. It's becoming increasing. You got to be a real rich person to go to any show now.
Yeah, like I'm not sure if I'm going because I want to go to SummerSlam. I want to take the baby. She loves Bianca Belair. I want to take her to go see SummerSlam. It's going to be in MetLife. It's going to be a 2-night event, I believe, August 1st, August 2nd, or August 2nd, August 3rd, along those lines. Already got to get a hotel because it's like hell getting back to New York from MetLife if you don't drive. And the show is August 12th. I don't know. Anyway,
yeah.
Relationships should provide a sense of security and comfort and not a never-ending cycle of overthinking that leaves you feeling anxious, uncertain, or confused. This ongoing doubt could suggest a deeper issue, so definitely don't ignore it, advised James. Number 10, you're constantly distracted in your relationship or your podcast. Another telltale that your relationship may be headed to Splitsville is if you're not present in the moment with your significant other and if you're interested in everything else but your partnership. That's not true. I love my podcast. I love everybody on my podcast. Now, You could have said something. You were spicy all fucking taping.
I know. I was just trying to be nice now.
You could have been like, I love you too.
Yeah.
It's very important to ask yourself, what is in your life that's causing you to be distracted? Are there genuine career pressures that you are dealing with right now? And is it just a crazy busy period that is causing you or even your partner to be distracted at home? James said. Number 11, you feel that you don't have your partner's support. If you feel like you can't confide in your partner or that they no longer have your back, run, because it won't get any better. If you feel like you're carrying the weight of the relationship alone and your partner always seems to be more interested in themselves, then you question your future together. Relationships should be a two-way street at the end of the day, James said. And there we go. That's Twitter. That's X, actually. X.
An X or X?
X.
Okay.
Not an X. What? No. I know it's tax time, but I'm not a mark, okay? Number 12, you only have surface level conversations with your significant other. In a relationship, the hard conversations need to be had. If you find yourself hesitating to bring something up, or when you do, your attempt fails, it is definitely time to assess if your relationship is something that will last, explained James. At the end of the day, remember, open communication is the foundation of any healthy relationship. And if that's missing, it may be time to break up if you can't chat openly and honestly together. And that is the end of the 12 relationship red flags. What resonated with you, Josh?
Well, obviously the resentment one for sure. But I would also probably like a couple of them were like relatively related too. The last one I don't think is, the last one is like a red flag, I would say, but I don't think it's a relationship ender, because I think eventually eventually everybody gets to a point where they have a real conversation and have it out with somebody. Like, I can't imagine you never having a real conversation with somebody at some point. But yeah, I think the list is pretty thorough in terms of things to look out and watch out for. It also makes me feel good about my own relationship, because I don't have any of those issues. But yeah, I think the resentment one is really big though.
Yeah,
I think, and the reason why I also would say it too is like, I forget what one of the other ones was, but they also related. I feel like it was related to resentment, where it's like if you're not being yourself around your partner, because I say this because it's like, those people who, especially, I won't say especially guys, but like, where it's like they can't wait to hang out with their friends. And they love hanging out with their friends, and they're their real self around them friends. But the minute they're around their significant other, like they're
somebody else.
There's somebody else, and you can tell they're not as happy, and you can tell
they're miserable.
No, you can tell them. You can just tell that they're miserable, and it's just like, what are you doing that for? And I'm not saying the reverse doesn't happen too, because I'm sure it does. But I feel like I see that so often, where it's just like you don't really like that person, and you're different when you're around that person. So you can't be you, especially if you can't be you in your own living space. That's a problem.
Yeah, that's a huge problem. That's a huge problem.
Yeah, like I roll out of bed and I can't be me. I got to be somebody else.
To put that charade.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I wholeheartedly agree with you. That's, I guess, signs for me to look for, especially moving towards 2027. Shout out to Kim Allen. Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think you know what I think is useful about things like this though is, and hopefully is like looking for things. I think everybody sort of always focuses on the things that they want, and I think it's really hard to know what you want. And what you
get it,
and what you want might change, but I think, until you get it. But I think a bigger thing is is maybe focusing. If you don't know what you want, maybe identify all the things that you don't want. And by knowing the things that you don't want, the things that you do want will appear.
Wise words. Wise words. That's your final thought.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be better than that.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, that's perfect. And as I always just say, can't blame the almonds. I swallowed that about like 20 minutes ago. Ayo, like
I was gonna say it, but I wasn't. But trying to be nice here.
Anyway, as I always like to say,
I was gonna let you live.
stay away from negative people, because more than likely they have negative bank accounts. No Diddy.
This is all staying in, by the way.
I do the editing, so yeah, it's gonna stay in. We about 30 minutes into the damn show, 25 minutes into the show. Not editing this out. And we'll see and speak to you next time on the John Cash Show podcast, bitches.
Let's go, New York! John Cash. Yo, listen to John Cash.